I'm coming here, I was thinking, you know, power of women, and it took me back to the 70s and the 80s and the women's movement. How many, I just wonder, let me take a quick audience survey. How many of you remember where you were when the feminist movement died? No, the last time. You know, I don't have anything on my paddles, you guys. I mean, I'm okay for this part, but when we get to the part, oh, there it is. Anyway, you know, when I was asked to be here, I wasn't exactly clear how the honorees are selected, but I like anything with the word power. I think it actually started with power steering. You know, we can maneuver the car like with one hand and smoke with the other, and you were like totally cool, you know. And then I got into power dressing. And I don't know if any of you remember, but you know, they would advise women in business to wear this thing around their neck that looked sort of like a scarf and sort of like a ruffle and sort of like a tie, and didn't really threaten anyone because you didn't look good in it. And we did that because we didn't want to sacrifice any authority. We wanted to add a feminine touch. We thought we were making progress when we began going to power lunches. We'd be careful, and when you go to a power lunch, or you know, you'd be very careful not to drink or not to drink too much, because then you would relinquish some of your power. And in fact, this is a good tip for you. I think you'll find useful. The way you can tell at a party or a power lunch or dinner if you've had too much to drink is when you suddenly hear them stop talking to you and they start talking about you. Saying things like, did she have a purse? Well, I was pleased to be invited here today, but I did do a little research. I wanted to know the real point of the luncheon, so I did what we all do now when we want to learn something. I Googled, and I learned that this event is being sponsored by great companies like Lifetime and L'Oreal and Godiva and Coca-Cola, and I knew then that that means we'll be getting a very powerful goodie bag. And you know, if you go to enough of these things, you'll get enough moisturizer to last the year. And better than that, Honda is also one of the sponsors. And maybe I've watched too many Oprah shows, but I think if you would just look under your seat, you may find the keys to a new car. And one thing did occur to me. I mean, did any of you have the same reaction I had when I was invited here? How come I'm not being honored? No? I mean, the women who are being honored are extraordinarily committed to their particular causes. I mean, they are simply known for giving back. And I didn't want to bring this up, but earlier I was in the ladies' room and I was talking to all the honorees and introducing myself and wanted everything to go well, you know, and I left my opal ring on the sink when I washed my hands, and I speak directly to the honorees at this point. Does giving back ring a bell? What if they did? Wouldn't that be great? One of them, and then we'd have to do a body search to find who had it. Women who give back deserve our admiration. I mean, giving back is the new putting out. I personally am trying to get a little more before I give back. It's very hard to tell in this business, you know, exactly where you stand. I mean, when we used to use the telephone, we knew exactly what was going on. Or if you were at the top of your game and you called your agent, the receptionist would say, "Oh, Miss Tomlin, I'm your biggest fan, I'll put you right through." Then you have one flop movie, and she says, "May I ask the nature of the call?" And then one canceled TV series and a bad movie of the week. "I'm sorry, miss, did you say tax using email, you just absolutely are not always sure when it's over. I'm hoping Variety will do other similar events so we can all be honored. I personally expect to be a serious contender when they honor women who recycle.